Brexit has left the UK's leaders divided as Scotland and Westminster struggle for agreement, and this culminated in a heated row between Nicola Sturgeon and Boris Johnson. The 4 years following the referendum result in 2016 has seen Nicola Sturgeon's SNP push for Scottish independence to keep the nation in the EU. Just 2 weeks before the polls opened, Ms Sturgeon clashed with Mr Johnson over Brexit, branding the idea of him as Prime Minister a horrifying prospect. The SNP leader also labelled Vote Leave's claim, emblazoned on its bus, that EU membership costs the UK £350 million a week an absolute whopper. The UK Statistics Authority wrote to Vote Leave during the referendum campaign to say the claim was misleading and undermines trust in official statistics. And Ms Sturgeon urged people to blame politicians rather than migrants for stretched public services, calling for an end to austerity. The Scottish First Minister said the EU was also a community and highlighted workers' rights such as paid holiday and maternity leave. She added, "These are real gains of EU membership I think we should value and protect. I don't fancy, to be perfectly honest, the prospect of a future of perhaps a Prime Minister Boris Johnson with complete freedom to rip up workers' rights, to bin environmental protections, to keep blaming foreigners for all the ills of the world. I think that's a pretty horrifying prospect." Mr Johnson hit back that he was proud to be descended from foreigners. He added, "On the single market it is totally illusory to think that we necessarily need to be within that legal system in order to do well. In the last 20 years since the single market was founded, 27 independent non-EU countries did better than us in exporting goods into the single market, including America. 21 did better at exporting services." The SNP leader argued in January that there was a cast-iron democratic mandate for an independence referendum given her party's electoral success in recent years and the country's opposition to Brexit. But she said pretending there were shortcuts or clever wheezes that can magically overcome the obstacles we face would do the independence cause a disservice. She also made it clear that she wants Indy Ref 2 as soon as possible, even in 2020. Ms Sturgeon added, "To achieve independence, a referendum, whenever it happens, whether it is this year as I want, or after the next Scottish election, must be legal and legitimate. That is a simple fact. It must demonstrate clearly that there is majority support for independence, and its legality must be beyond doubt. Otherwise the outcome, even if successful, would not be recognised by other countries. The best way to achieve that, even though it may not be ideal, is to reach agreement on a transfer of power to the Scottish Parliament, just as we did for 2014.